All right. Yo, it's your boy HB Maharaja. Welcome to another day, another stream happening right here, August 21st. Happy Friday to everybody joining the stream. Hopefully you are ready for a great weekend. And, you're still working, hopefully, on a Friday. Most people are just tuned out, clocked out on Friday. But we got a lot of hustling to do today. And happy Friday, thank you for joining the stream. If you have ideas, comments, or questions, please drop them in the comments. So, today's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream just because I've got to do real estate work at my other property, and so that's going to require me to work on certain things like I got to do transition strips for the new flooring that we have between the tile and the laminate wood, luxury vinyl that we've laid out in my other house investment property. But yeah, other than that, I think just so you know, maybe I can type it out here. Give me a sec. I'm gonna just get rid of this. So the schedule for today, we should be moving faster now that I have more control over my stream and understand how things work. We'll have Maharaja motivation. We'll do some Ramilo work as usual now, because it's becoming a bigger and bigger thing, especially because our next event is only 8 days away. Okay, here's the schedule for today, guys. So if you can see, basically, we're going to start out with the Maharaja motivation, do some Ramilo, NFL. We don't know. This schedule can shift too. I could do certain things first and certain things, last, whatever. Boat shopping, that's one of the things I want to do. So maybe we'll take a look together on see how much boats are, what the costs are, and just do a little bit more research in that realm. And then we'll do some nature retreat mock-up. So, yesterday I just, people are buying land and people need to go back into nature. And so let's kind of mock up what my vision is in my head and see if AI can help create like a, an AI version of my thought process when it comes to this whole retreat project. So anyways, Maharaja motivation, let's start with that. Let's start with Maharaja motivation. So Maharaja motivation, today's topic is about not being cheap. I had a different topic, but this topic kind of stuck to me. So, if you studied economics, if you know how economics works, how a society works, how money is, money and value for goods and services increases, it's through the exchange of goods and services for money, which is a paper representation of some numerical value assigned to a product or service based on the market, the demand supply curve. You probably read this in your economics or studied it in your economics classes. Now, if you don't understand basic economics, which I know a lot of people, maybe they say they do, but then they don't implement these things into their lives. And I don't know why my speaker, let me do this. I just don't want it pointing down, because then you can hear me better this way, So let me just fix that real quick. There you go. So, maybe somebody may understand economics, but the problem is people are still cheap. They think that if they accrue money, all they got to do is just hang on to it. And, that's how they can get rich. And the reality of the matter is you have to spend money to make money. A lot of people don't get this. They think that, we just, we'll just keep accruing dollars here, dollars there, get discounts. Growing up in a Gujarati family, growing up in this Desi community, dealing with hundreds, if not thousands, of Indian people in my life, I've met some of the cheapest people. I kid you not, I have met some of the cheapest people in my life. And, regrettably, they come from my community, unfortunately. And it may sound terrible to say, or, it's a little bit embarrassing, but the truth is the truth, And so a lot of people are cheap. Like, I'll give you an example, right? We have these Ramilo Garbas. I've been running these for 5 years. We have tickets that are reasonably priced throughout these years, $20, $25. And it's not like these Indian families are not making money, or they're broke, or they're on welfare. I mean, I don't even know one Indian family in my network that is living off of government benefits or some kind of handouts or something like that. Everybody is hustling, working on their business, accruing money, or doing their job, or in the tech field, right? A lot of Indian Desi people are in the tech field. So they're making a lot of money. They're in these big packages and things like that. So when we sell tickets for about $20 or $25 or even $35 a person, it's crazy that they do anything to call you just because they take it for granted that you're an Indian community, whatever. And they'll be like, hey, can you give me like $1 discount? आपसे $2 के discount आप दे देना, आपको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? नहीं फर्क पड़ता है. We have an event to run. We have costs that happen. And the thing is, for them, $2, it doesn't even move the needle. But for us, every $2, it moves the needle, right? If we have thousands of people, now that's $2,000 to $4,000 of difference, right? Which you could pay for the venue or pay for the food, whatever. Audio, there's so many expenses. People just don't get it. They think that, oh, hamari event, and then it should be like free, or, somehow it should be cheap. And it's just unfortunate that that's the case, because a lot of people are just cheap like that. They don't understand when it comes to their business and they want to charge, they keep it firm, they make the maximum amount of money. But when it comes to going and supporting your own community or your own businesses, oh no, sorry, I'm a little cheap. I want to get a discount. So, don't be cheap, because the thing is, like, that money that you're putting out there in the world, it's going to somehow come back to you. I've realized this and experienced this so many times in my life. I've given so much money, donations, this, that, supporting these causes, that causes, and it just eventually just comes back. Like, look, I'm so blessed. I have a house, roof over my head. I'm blessed, man. And like, I'm not going to sit there, call them and haggle over $2. So, if you're one of those people, if you're one of those persons that loves to haggle and ask for discounts, fine. There's no problem in getting a discount. But if you have the capability, especially if it's for your own community, understand that by you spending money, you're making the economy move, right? By having your money stagnant in your bank, that doesn't move the economy. That literally, and the thing is, you're losing value with the money anyways. So, I think the message here is simple. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. And help the economy move forward. The only way you can do that is you spend, obviously not like irrationally or just splurge, but in some moderation. Spend in the areas that you'd like to support. Spend in the areas that you think that's certain, like the coffee shop right down the street that's a no-name brand that's competing with Starbucks. Support them. Buy their $7 coffee. You're buying a $6 coffee anyways at Starbucks. You know what I mean? So, and then the thing is with Desi people, that I've noticed this, they'll haggle with Desi organizers and events and all that. But when it comes to going to fancy places or Disneyland, they ain't going and haggling with these places. They'll be like, oh, okay, $150 a ticket. Okay, give me 4 tickets. And when you have to spend $35 to come to a Garba, oh, that's too much money. Oh my God, the fees and all that. You go to a Laker game, bro, you're paying like $300 plus fees, maybe $350. Now that LeBron's gone, it's probably gone down, but still. Do you say, oh, hey, do you call a Staples Center, or not Staples Center, do you call a crypto arena and say, hey, I noticed the Lakers tickets are $200. Can you give it to me for $100? It's just hilarious. You know, these people are just ridiculous. Like, they don't do that. And they're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Boom. It's going to hang up on you. So you have to understand, man, it's not just the economics. You should think about your own community. You should contribute where you can. And don't be stingy. Don't be, you know, in Gujarati it's like kanjus. You know, chikana manas or kanjus manas. Don't be chikano or don't be kanjus. It doesn't help you in the long term. It doesn't help the people that you're buying or buying their service or product from. And it doesn't help the community or the economy at all. So, you know, be mindful of your spending and be mindful of where your behavior is not aligned with growth for the community. Don't be selfish and don't be conjuice. So that's the message, Maharaja Motivation today. I think it was a very important topic to communicate because we have to make the economy go. You know, like if everybody said, okay, I'm going to sit on my money and we're not going to spend it, well, everybody would be out of the job. You know what I mean? There would be no motivator for anybody to do anything, right? You go to Walmart, if you don't spend money at Walmart and everybody decides, hey, we're not going to buy from Walmart, well, the truck drivers that are bringing all the fresh groceries go out of business. Walmart goes out of business. The employees working there go out of business. The products and services that are delivered at Walmart, maybe it's Campbell's soup or, you know, great value mozzarella cheese. They're going to go out of business, you know, and then they can't feed their families. So think about these things, you know, put the whole picture together to help the community. Don't just be thinking about yourself and say, hey, this is, you know, ultimately it's going to bite you, whether you believe it or not. So don't be stingy, don't be conjuice, and you know, be reasonable in your spending behavior and your engagement in the community when you're going and buying certain things. So that's it. That's my Maharaja motivation. Next item on the list, Ramilo NFL preseason. Let's talk about NFL. Give me a sec. I just got to get the screen up. Da, na, 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 na. Na 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 na. Okay, there you go, NFL. So yesterday was a fancy thing. Who would have thought? I mean, I called this. The Raiders came back after being down, I think, like, what, 14-3? So Texans screwed up there. Mendoza did have a hiccup. He threw a pick. So that's kind of a sad thing, but he'll learn. He's young. The 49ers just absolutely demolished the Chargers. That's like a no surprise there. So there you go. I thought the 49ers would come across some headwinds, especially because, what's it called? Especially because, sorry, I forgot my music. Especially because they didn't have Christian McCaffrey on anybody, but eventually they made it happen. Madhav, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate you tuning in every day. Big shout out to Madhav Gamakar, 2263. He's been with us in the stream since the beginning. I really appreciate him tuning in. He says, I hope I didn't miss too much. Not really. I mean, I just had a big preaching segment, Maharaja Motivation, talking about cheap Indian people who don't understand basic economics. Because they'll haggle you for $1 or $2 and not realize that by them spending money, they're keeping the whole economics of the community, the businesses, the society running. Like if nobody spent money and just held on to it, there'd be no reason for anybody to go to work, and then nobody would get fed, and eventually, you know, money would be useless because nobody's using it. So economics has to do with don't be cheap. So that was the topic of Maharaja Motivation. How you doing today, Madhav? Any cool insights to share today? Anything cool to that you figured out, or anything you're excited about this weekend? Let us know. Anyway, so the preseason continues. Jets gonna lose today. I'm going Steelers. We got also the Jaguars and Panthers. I don't know if Jaguars gonna be up to the task, but Jaguars are looking good, so I'll go with the Jags. And then NFL, the last game today is Packers and Broncos. I think Broncos got this, so that's where we're at with this. Mata said this. My only insight is that I need more goddamn tokens. Dang. Okay. Well, with Claude, or are you like running out of the $100 plan with Claude, or you need like more tokens for a different AI tool? Token. Don't they have usage-based pricing? Yeah. So you're saying, yeah. So usage-based pricing, I mean, maybe it's like really expensive. You're running out of the $100 plan. That's crazy to me because I'm using two $20 plans. So I have two different accounts and I'm using two $20 accounts. And so far, I've developed in the last 2 days quite a bit of features. So I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe Codex is kind of a thing. I think I already have a ChatGPT thing too, but yeah, I guess I'm running out. Let me, I can do an analysis and then you get an idea of, so here's my Claude. This is one of my Claude accounts. Let's see. So yeah, I guess I'm pretty much cooked if I use this and I don't, Monday is when it resets. So I think it's relatively okay. I mean, it's Friday. I probably won't code much today, to be honest, because I got to work on marketing stuff. But still, I feel like $20 is good enough, especially because I got the other account to use as well. But you do have this usage-based spending, then you can set your limit. But I guess this one might be, well, I guess I already paid $5. I got that $5, but I guess you can pay more, but maybe it's too expensive. I don't know. In fact, if you're saying that, let's try Lendify, right? Isn't that what I'm? Yeah. You're saying you're burning a lot of tokens building new features on here? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Again, I don't know what you're using your tokens for, but it'd be interesting to know. Oh, here, you got the calculator. Oh, interesting. Oh, it might be a lot of the skills MCPs I'm using are burning my tokens. Could be. Could be. Yeah, but I'm interested to see this product actually. Like, I'm pretty sure you can build quite a bit of these pages at least. I mean, this calculator looks cool, you know. Like if I had to do 150,000 loan amount, here's my P&I. Total interest over 12 payments. I'm very curious, why is the calculator going over 12 months and then amortizing over 360 months, but then I have a balloon payment in 12 months? Is it like a temporary 1 year loan that people qualify for and then they have to pay the balance off at the end of it? It's crazy because I think the whole thing, if I borrowed $150,000, 11.5% interest, which is crazy. And then it's like, oh, I have to pay $1,500 for 12 months, and then pay the whole amount plus an $878 on the last month. But I'm curious, actually. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm a math person, so I'm like very curious how the cost of this capital is $21,000, interest plus points and fees. Oh, so there's points and fees involved. It includes $149,000 principal balloon payment. Yeah. But this is not my final payment. I mean, oh, I see. This is my final payment on month 12 because I've been paying down the interest, I guess, over these 12 months, like barely. 950 to 900, then basically $50 a month it goes down. Yeah, that might be a bug. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is this how people do funding and hard money loans? Oh, here's the points. So this is like to bring down the rates and paying. I mean, let's see, like right now it's probably very expensive. And then I'm buying 150 to like $250,000 home. Yeah, LTV. I mean, I don't really care about LTV, but I'm very curious. Is this how people loan money? They're like, hey, you know what? We'll lend you over a 12-month and then you'll be required to pay all of it. Maybe because like if I'm doing a flipping project. Oh, origination. So Maharaja says origination point is what the broker charges to fund the loan. Oh. On top of this high interest rate? Like, dang, man. Like, I'm already paying. Like, can't the broker just take it out of it? Oh, man, this is crazy. You know, this is why I like seller financing. Maharaja says, in the loan structure, change to interest only plus balloon. Okay. Yeah, so this is a little bit straight. Okay. And terms of 12 months, that's the most common. Okay, so this is the most common. You have a daily interest calculator or monthly. So if I do daily, it's a little bit less. I guess that makes sense. Change the interest calculation to monthly. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right here, monthly. But I still have the balloon payment, and I never pay the principal. To monthly, scroll down, lol. Oh. Am I missing something? No, this is it, monthly, right? Yeah, I don't see any other toggle. Flat 1/12 of the annual rate each month regardless of days. Makes sense to me. I mean, of course I have like a high fee structure. Let's say I got rid of the fees. No broker fees. Yeah, broker fees out of here. Due at closing, perfect. 0 fees. You know, maybe I got a nice hard money lender, you know. So okay, here's my scenario. So if I lend you $150,000 at 12% rate, I charge you interest and then expect the principal money at the end of the term. That's how hard money lending works. Makes sense, yeah. So, yeah, I just hate the broker fees. I probably want to negotiate that out to 0, hopefully. Because I'm already paying you all this interest, you know, at 11.5%. You want me to pay another 1% and the broker, like, the broker's making the money, really, at 1% for doing nothing. So if I lend you $150K at 12% interest, yeah, exactly. So yeah, $1,500 plus the last month's $1,500 plus the balloon payment. I think that's the simplest way to put it. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense to me. Nice, man. Is anybody else tuning into the stream? I guess like this just helps you better understand how hard money lending works. And if you were rich enough to do these loans, you know, you could probably make, look at this, look how much money they would make. $18,000 in a year on their $150,000. So if you did, I guess that calculation is not here, you know, but essentially that's like what, 20? If I did 18 over 150, 12%. Oh, right. So it's the 12% return on your money. I feel like people can do like, the Maharaja mentions, usually the broker fee is included in the insert rate. So if the fee was 1%, they just charge 12. Oh, got you. Got you. Yeah, and then they probably just, and then the lender would just pay it or whatever. It would come out of there. So I might have to rework the calculator to add a toggle. Yeah, I think that would help explain the origination points. Some tool tips would be helpful too, so that people know. And maybe if you like broke down this calculator into different sections, like, hey, step 1, what's your loan structure, amount, simple basic stuff, and then go, oh, here's an advanced section to toggle things, you know? Yeah, most people I know are currently charging 15% on the loans. Remember, the risk of lending the money is high, so you take that risk with a high interest rate. Otherwise, the borrower would just, yeah. Well, people don't go to the bank also because they may have bad credit, like they may not have enough money, or, you know, they may have like had a foreclosure in the past and so nobody will lend to them. They've, you know, had a bankruptcy so that nobody will lend, the bank won't lend to them, you know, things like that. So a lot of reasons. So that makes sense. I just think like even like if I lended 15% on my money, my question really is, can my $150,000 go further? Let's ask ChatGPT, right? Let's ask ChatGPT, if I invested, let's just put all of it in the S&P or the SPY index from August, we'll just do August of 2025 to August of 2026. What would it be worth today? Let's just see that. Yeah, and then Maharaja says, I mean, if you can make more than 15% in markets, yes. This is exactly what we're testing out right now. Let's see if in the last year, if I just went in a SPY exactly a year ago, 635, as of today it's trading at 765. Initial, look at that, 20.5%. So I mean, you know, that's the thing. Like, and this is like, I don't know if they provide dividends or that, but obviously before taxes, so you probably get taxed. You know, still like after cashing out this after 1 year for a single male in Arizona, what would be the taxes for this gain? Let's see, I'm just very curious. So they're taxing at, okay, here you go. Arizona tax, tax on gain, gain after tax. So yeah, there you go. You make 25K. So you're still beating the 15% here, minus the 1% that you probably have to give to the broker. So you're walking away with 21,000, whereas on the SPY, you're walking away with 25,000. The $4,000 difference. So, I mean, again, markets are very risky, and you could have a down year. So, especially if you sell on the low, right, then you're cooked. But yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. Maybe it's, I guess it doesn't make sense for somebody to get a loan at 20% interest, because there's probably so many people with capital that are ready to, like, they're okay with investing between 12 to 15, 16%. But if it was at 20%, maybe some riskier investments they would charge 20%. I don't know. I guess it depends on what they're lending against, right? Maybe it's not property, maybe it's a business, I don't know. So, could be a long-term hedge too. So, like interesting story. I met somebody who's friends with somebody. TSMC is out here in Arizona, and headquarters, Arizona. They're basically out here. They built this. They're still building this campus all the way north Phoenix, right up here. You can even see like they still got construction videos. This guy knew the person that figured out that TSMC wanted this piece of land, so he bought it for like pennies. I think like a couple $1 million. He bought all of this land, and he's some guy from India. It's like a rich guy from India, and he got like a tip off or whatever that this company was considering moving and building this whole thing here, like several $1 billion project. And I think he ended up selling the land to TSMC. I mean, look, it is a lot of land. A lot of money is being poured into here. And he sold it. He bought it for a couple million, and he sold it for a couple $100 million. So, just like, you know, and at that volume, like, you know, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, this guy's made so much money, and then they're just sitting up here, you know. They're actively recruiting too. They have, they're building all these houses, so all these areas are gonna get like built out, and people are gonna, you know, shopping center and everything like that, and it's gonna be a big amount of growth happening. So, you know, maybe I'd appreciate anybody giving me that kind of tip. Let me know where the next big investment's going and where I can 100x my money. You know, it's just like that. We got to get in with the government, you know. The government got us. So anyways, cool. Try Lendify. Let me know how your tokens go. I'm interested to know if Codex does make a bigger difference or not. I've never used Codex. So it'd be interesting if I did run out of credits on the other side, if it was viable to use Codex on the other side. So cool. Okay, let me mark off stuff that I've talked about so far. I guess we got a little bit off track. I guess I'm just jumping into more leisurely stuff before I even get into my work, which is probably not a good idea, but oh well. So I want ChatGPT to generate an image, and you know, I use this feature every day. With ChatGPT, like I give it a prompt, it generates a high quality resolution image about, you know, certain things, and so I want to envision, you know, because I posted my recap from day 5 where I was looking at real estate, like to buy some resort kind of land and build out cabins or a hotel and a wedding venue and a farmland and an external commercial kitchen, and I want people to come and congregate, be able to connect with nature, a lot of nice trees, pools, natural ponds, all this stuff. So I was like, okay, why don't I do something on stream where I'll try to do that, make the visualizations of that portfolio. And so why don't we just type that? So I'm gonna prompt using voice now because I'm not gonna be typing all that, but you'll hear how I shape my prompts. And then maybe, you know, guide me if you feel that we should add something or remove anything. So here goes. Hey, so I'm interested in generating a high resolution, high quality portfolio image, which contains multiple different images of this resort retreat project that I am about to embark on a land of approximately 20 to 30 acres with nice lush greenery, flatlands, trees, shrubs, farmland, and buildings. Ideally, I want certain mock-ups with obviously at high resolution, of certain elements, and here are the elements. First thing is I want a farm where people can go, grab their vegetables, and then right next to the farm have an external, you know, outdoor commercial kitchen where they can cook their fresh picked vegetables outside. And now they have a more natural experience and more connectedness with their food. The next element is that there should be a wedding venue. It has to be super nice, natural, beautiful scenery in the background, colorful with flowers, roses. It should feel superior. There should be also an indoor venue that could accommodate receptions and things like that. And the reception itself should accommodate between 500 and 1,000 people, and it should be glamorous. Make sure that this specific image of the reception area is super glamorous, inspired by Indian architecture and Indian weddings, so that we can cater to South Asian weddings, which is most possibly the biggest spend per wedding when compared to other weddings. Another element of this retreat project has to be some sort of accommodation. So you can think of some cabins or a motel or a hotel kind of feel, but more natural in nature, but at the same time having the facilities of convenient parking, convenient access, space, porch, pool, rejuvenation center. And as an extension of this hotel, we want to include a spa where people can do steam rooms, saunas, ice plunges, jacuzzis, do hot and cold therapy, cryotherapy, all these things happening in that spa. And some of those can be outdoors and some of those features can be indoors as well. And so I want you to include images of these things as well. And then the other element I want to make sure is that there's some natural trees around the property. We want also a natural pond as well that can be explored. It should be reasonably sized, about 2 acres wide. And obviously ample parking, a nice fenced-in structure so it feels like it's a compound, and a convenient place for a house or a couple of houses that can house people who are on site that need to maintain and ensure that this place is running the way a business should be running. Think of a vineyard concept as well, and be inspired mostly by Indian architecture and Indian yoga inspiration, where we connect more with our soul and use nature thereby to do that. Create this concept. The image can be as large as you need. Obviously there'll be smaller pictures of each and every different piece of this concept, and be able to create this in a highly quality way. You are an expert architect when it comes to architecting, designing, laying out projects of this scale and of this nature. You have 30 years of experience doing this. There you go. So there's my prompt. I mean, see, when you can talk, you can give them all this data. Now, sometimes I've noticed that, I don't know. Sometimes I've noticed when you give them too much, it kind of gets more confused. But hopefully I gave it the right details so it generates the right image. And again, I think it's very useful because it's like, oh, now I can envision my project, without even building the project. And this wasn't possible before, without AI or ChatGPT and image generation. Dun, 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 dun. Let me just log in. Not sure why it keeps logging me out. Dun, dun. Na 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 What? Oh, here it is. Look at this. Wow. See, this is pretty much, see, like, just describe the whole thing. Look at this. Ah, see? So now we can get inspired. Soulful Retreat Estate. Nature, wellness, celebrations, community. 20 to 30 acres of luxury, nature, and purpose. Look at that. Gated, and look at that. Nice Indian architecture of gate. Wow. So this is where you start. Gated entrance and security. Boom. Nice big metal gate. Ample parking and access. Right? Service residences. You got yoga and meditation pavilion. Look at how cool that looks. Wow. Then you have vineyard and orchard. And then you have this natural pond. And look, they lay it out. So here's the event hall. Here's the wedding lawn. They have the farm and garden, outdoor kitchen, vineyard, natural pond in 2 acres, wellness and spa, service residences, main entrance. Wow. That's where that pavilion is. Look at that. Wedding lawn and ceremony. You can do that there. Outdoor kitchen. Look at that. You can seat at least 20 people easily. And then the bar top. The vegetable, the garden, organic farming garden. That's another thing. I feel like I was listening to this guy and he's like, soon, because people are so lazy, they don't grow their own food. Some companies will have a monopoly on food, and people can't, the people are not gonna live without food. And so, when people have a monopoly on food, you basically lose your freedom to do anything. You have to listen to them, and that's the ultimate mode of control. And so, I think it's definitely intelligent to start your own food growing capability. But anyways, on the right hand side, look, resort accommodations. These are nice, man. Look at that with the pool and all that. Ooh, steam room. Wow, sauna, ice plunge, hot tub. Oh, hot tub outside, then a jacuzzi indoors. Look at that. It's almost the size of a pool. Cryotherapy. Wow. This is phenomenal. Look at the grand indoor reception hall. 500 to 1,000 guests. Let me ask ChatGPT, how much would it cost to build each of these and give me a total as well? Let's say I already have 30 acres owned. So they give you all 3 options: lean option, target option, high-end option. So if you go to a lean option, $9.45 million. I mean, the thing is, like, if it actually turned out as good as this image shows, $10 million doesn't seem like because like every weekend you'd be booked. You'd have a wedding there every weekend. People spend, if like you have 52 weeks, I mean, let's just do the math. Do the math. So you have 52 weeks, let's just say 50 weeks booked weddings, and each one makes you a profit of like, because we would do food and catering and everything, and each wedding, let's say on average is 2 days, each day you charge about 80 grand, 90 grand. So you can easily, with all the services and everything, profit about 80 grand a day. with, you know, DJ services, food service, you know, all that. So 80 grand a day you can profit times 2, so 160K times 50 weekends is $8 million. So technically, if you just book half the year every year, you can make your money back in 2 years. That's like a 50% return on your investment. Of course, the problem is it's going to take some time to build this thing. It's not, yeah, see, luxury resort costs $213,000 to build a hotel room. That's on the low end, but if you ended up spending 16.75 million or 27, wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Well, stuff costs money. Stuff costs a lot of money. Anyways, I like this concept. Let me download this. Let me put on my Instagram. Building this on my stream. Imagine. Let me change my. I'll move to the Ramilo work now. So I did all the outside stuff. Should I post it on my Instagram? Be like, yo guys, building this on retreat. Yeah, hang on. Retreat project. Let me send it to my phone. Oh, I forgot to transfer a thing. So to give you guys a little bit of context, what I'm doing here is making national USA tour guide information for Jigadan Gadwian and every other artist that's listed on our platform to just get all these artists more visibility, you know, in terms of what's possible, what their tour is, and then this is another like strategy to like put this on our Instagram on Ramilo, and then say, hey, everybody go to jigardangadwi.com. So then we become the official place for these types of things, like buying tickets for this artist, for example. I'm just checking. So did I get the image? Sorry. So many things going on. It's a Friday. Today I'm going to be busy. I got to go do the real estate work. put some transition strips between the doors. Then I've got to gotta do so much. Let me just. I see the bike, Madhav. I see the bike. This is a good. I think this is great. I think this is excellent investment, man. It's got space for all your bags, so you don't have to lug that around. Just lug your kids around in it. So, for context, Madhav bought like, you know, Madhav bought like a rickshaw type thing. It's not really a rickshaw, but it's like a bike with like a carriage in the front with some seats in it. So it's kind of nice. I think that's smart investment. Let me just post this real quick. I have to blow it up because horizontally so people can see it. Some nice music, I guess. Let me put the link to the stream. Although I'm not going to be streaming for much longer here. Probably another 10, 20 minutes max. Unless you guys have anything engaging to do or want me, but you can probably just watch me do this. I've just asked ChatGPT to take that. This is like, so here's a video I just presented. So it's kind of got this US flag, it's like USA tour, boom. And then it, you know, this was last year. So it basically has the whole US map, drops the pin with the locations. And then it goes to each different city, skyline, says, hey, this is where they're going, this is where they're going, et cetera, et cetera. And then at the end, it's like a promo for Ramilo to be like, hey, if you want more information, visit jugadangarvi.com. I probably just need to do this a little bit better. So I'm working on the first phase, because this was left from last year. So this is like, I'm trying to build a template for this year. And then once I do that, I could do that for every single artist and just publish this. Because tour is about to begin next week. Next Saturday is our first Garba event. So that's exciting. Again, I keep saying I'm going to post
Next
this.
Saturday is our first Garba.
Yeah, we got it, brother.
Money cap.
Somebody got inspired.
Money cap solve.
Yeah, so see, like it's asking me to improve. So what I changed, I make the artist the undisputed hero. Right now the fireworks, flag, outfit, and background all compete at similar intensity. Darken, soften the fireworks behind his face and upper body by roughly 20 to 30%. Okay? I'm going to do that exactly. In fact, I don't know. I guess I have to do this. Na 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 na. Yeah, but then see, and then I need like a border and all this. See, is it cooler with this or with this? What do you guys think? Look at that. I can look for something different, but then these things, oh hell no. If you make this transparent enough, wouldn't it be? Oh yeah, like that's better, I think. Is it? I just think it's repetitive with the top one, you know? This one's a little bit more blurred, so... In fact, I need these guidance. So it's 1080 minus 35, so 45. Let me ask it. What are the save? Oh, Instagram post size. Cause there's I just use this. I mean, you just go to this, and they got the. Here's a see no-go zone 220 and then bottom 450, 35 pixels from each side. So 220 and then 450 from the bottom. Let's do that. Cause that's why you have to have these guidance things, so you know where you should be putting certain things and where you shouldn't. So you got to put this before you do all the other crap. So 220 from the top and then 450, but it's $19.20, right? Yeah, 1920. So 1920 minus 450 is 1520. 1520 minus 50. 1470. So we got to do 1470 from the bottom, or from the top is fine. 14. See, it just tells you, because you try to make these videos. This is the tedious part. Because you have to understand, hey, this is actually where people would look at a reel. So if you had text all the way up here, more than likely it's just not going to catch people's eyes and attention, because they're like, scrolling through Instagram. So you really have to, now that you have these guidelines are very important. If you didn't work with guidelines, having the jiggerdown.com at the bottom, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. By the way, I do want to, what's it called? I do want to,
Money cap.
what I do want to do is I want to announce yesterday's I Love Garba shirt winner. And I didn't get to do it at the end of yesterday's stream, so I'm going to do that. And obviously I got a lot of this work to do, you know, but I'm not going to bore you with all the work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, you know, I'm going to end the stream early because I got to do stuff. Today's Friday, like I got to run and do so many different things. But I will go ahead and just change to this. Get rid of this. So the winner for the I Love Garba t-shirt from yesterday's stream is Madhav Gamakar 2263. Thank you so much for participating, everybody who joined the stream yesterday. Unfortunately, not everybody can win. We had one winner, but if you'd like to win other stuff, I will be giving out things in my streams to come. And so make sure you stay tuned. And starting next week, so I don't usually stream over the weekend. Maybe tomorrow I can make an exception and see. But starting next week, I'm going to have a cadence. I'm going to have a proper schedule for certain items, you know. And so you're going to have to, you know, for my stream, it's going to be on a certain time every single day, and I'm going to stream at that time. So it may be late night, because that might be easier, or it may be in the mornings. But in the mornings, I usually have meetings with work, so it gets a little complicated. But anyways, everybody who joined the stream, thank you so much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn this over to a scene while I go and do other things, so that people can just like look at stuff. So image, scene, and you can enjoy some music, because I'm not going to be here doing all this, unfortunately. You know, like I'm here, but the thing is, unfortunately, I have to go, and I have to I'm just going to share my, you know, project or concept. So at least you can see that. Yeah, so maybe I'll just leave this up because I need to go pack and start doing things, but I'll let this run for a little bit. I will put some background music so you can listen to something, and then that's it, you know. So I'm gonna turn this thing off. I'm gonna listen to some music from my Spotify, and we're gonna call it a day today because I don't, you know, really have anything else. So what I would do is let me put some text on here. I gotta pack my tools and all that, that's why. Anyways, guys, HP Maharaja signing out, just leaving this graphic and resort that we just designed during this stream. If you do have comments, leave them in the comments. Let me know if you guys would actually visit this place. Take a look at all the different designs and concepts we have of this retreat center. And as always, have a great Friday. Keep hustling. Jai Ho. HP Maharaja signing out. Peace and love. Take care. Have a great weekend.